I'm very pleased to welcome you all to this joint IPU-UN Women Parliamentary meeting on the theme of investing in gender equality.
There are only 24% women in parliaments, and that is not the composition of the world. And clearly, if we want to talk about inclusion, when we are speaking, for example, on SDGs, there is no inclusion without voices. And if we are truly committed with democracy, as we are in IPU, we must understand that all voices must be represented.
We are here today in New York having a discussion that we've had all day today on between the IPU, which is the Inter-Parliamentary Union, and the UN Women on matters gender equality.
La nécessité de protéger les mères célibataires, la nécessité de lutter contre l'inégalité salariale parce que malheureusement cela contribue à ce qu'il y ait une différence de revenus pour ces femmes qui arrivent à une retraite. Et je crois que c'est important de faire cette lutte et de protéger ces femmes jusqu'à leur âge avancé.
But it's just a fact that research shows that when women are a critical mass in Parliament, social security issues, children's rights, women's rights actually do come up on the agenda, and decisions are taken which become national policy.
So what I believe is that parliamentarians should focus on where their money is going, and if they're putting money in militarization, they should lower that because they need to think about how the money can benefit women.
Women are peacemakers and peacekeepers, and we are the ones who will make sure that within the budget we have more money for education, more money for health, and less expenditure on military.
The reason I believe we should invest in gender equality, and specifically the infrastructure to get us there, is justice. It's justice for the millions and millions of us young women who have been, continue to be, or will be discriminated against simply for being women.
En donnant des directives claires aux différents pays pour améliorer la condition de la femme, qui, nous le savons, est un être assez bourré d'énergie, bourré de ressources, et si on sait bien s'y prendre, on peut tirer vraiment le meilleur d'elle. Donc c'est d'encourager cette organisation.
Until we solve these problems, we also need ways of sensitizing the male members of Parliament to gender issues, so that where women are underrepresented in these smaller spaces of Parliament, we can still make the environment more inviting to the few women that are there.
Definitivamente lo que tenemos que hacer es incluir, es ser incluyentes y poder apoyar todas las políticas públicas desde los contextos locales.
And always need to keep the status of women in politics in mind, because one way to get better policies is to have more women making them.